With one of the most hyped movies of the summer, The Odyssey, coming out, there's been a lot of talk about how IMAX 70mm is the correct way to view it. But did you know that the GTA is home to 2 of 9 locations in all of Canada? I'm Ajit from The Missing Piece, and this is Where to Go TO, the show where I go in depth on the most impressive places in the Greater Toronto Area. Here we are at Cineplex Cinemas Vaughan to watch The Odyssey, the 70mm IMAX experience. Me and a couple of friends went on an odyssey of our own to Cineplex Cinemas Vaughan. Not my usual Cineplex, but it holds the rare IMAX 70mm screen, the supposed intended way to watch The Odyssey. In this video, I'll take you through some of the history of the theater and the IMAX format, show you what it's like inside, and share my personal experience on visiting, to ultimately answer the question, is it worth the trip to one of these 9 theaters in Canada to see the biggest movies in the biggest format possible? Before we talk about my experience watching The Odyssey, it's important to understand why Cineplex Cinemas Vaughan is such an important place for movie fans. The theater originally opened on February 12, 1999 as Famous Players Colossus Theatre. The building was designed to stand out with a giant UFO sitting on top and a sci-fi alien-themed interior. Over the years, the theater changed names, eventually becoming Cineplex Cinemas Vaughan in 2015. But the most interesting part of the theater that brought people in from the beginning was its IMAX auditorium, with its first premium theater format available being an early 6-story IMAX auditorium and Ontario's first IMAX 3D setup. But hold on, before we go further, I think I need to explain what IMAX really means. Unlike traditional 35mm film, IMAX uses a massive 70mm film strip that runs horizontally through the projector. The larger frame captures significantly more information, allowing filmmakers to create an incredibly large image and detailed picture. This also makes the screen more of a taller square shape with a 1.43 to 1 aspect ratio image. Starting out as being used for specially made large format films, eventually filmmakers began experimenting with bringing the format into Hollywood filmmaking. And one of the biggest names responsible for this was Christopher Nolan. His 2023 movie Oppenheimer specifically created a huge resurgence in interest in seeing movies projected on actual IMAX 70mm film. And that brings us to 2026 with Nolan's newest film, The Odyssey, which takes this idea further than ever before. Unlike many previous movies that use IMAX cameras for selected sequences, The Odyssey was shot entirely using IMAX film cameras. The catch is that very few theaters are actually able to show a movie in this format. There are only 41 select screens worldwide that could show The Odyssey the way it was intended to be seen. That makes theaters like Cineplex Cinemas Vaughan extremely important for movie fans who want to experience the film in the format that it was designed for. Aside from the IMAX talk, the Vaughan Cineplex itself has gotten some interesting press online as rumors of closing are circulating. The theater is currently slated for future demolition as part of a massive 25-acre mixed-use redevelopment plan by RioCan. But the theater remains open and an exact permanent closure date has not yet been finalized. Hopefully, the newfound hype around movies like The Odyssey and Dune Part 3 that utilize the theater's IMAX capabilities will help its case against demolition. This was my first time here at Cineplex Vaughan, so it was a nice change of pace from the usual movie theaters that I go to. Going inside, the sci-fi theming was immediately apparent. It's got references to popular franchises like Star Wars, Star Trek, and Alien. It also has a classic theater feel. Even though I wasn't alive during that time, I could definitely tell that it hasn't changed much in terms of aesthetics since the cinema's 1999 opening. They also had a small arcade section, as Cineplexes usually do, which looked like a newer addition. With around 19 screens and a 25-acre property, I couldn't explore the entire theater, but we were only there for one thing. The IMAX 70mm showing of The Odyssey had its own entrance separate from the 2 hallways holding the other theaters. We were already super hyped for The Odyssey, but seeing this entrance decorated with all the Odyssey posters and the big display made us even more excited.
We are cinema! I don't know English, but I am excited!
Going through the door, we were met with this hallway with colorful lights that finally leads us to the massive IMAX screen. It was huge seeing it in person, and I'm not even sure if it translates well to the footage. But the movie was great, of course. I'd probably give it a 9.2 out of 10. Definitely one of the best of this year. And the IMAX experience just made it even better. It really felt like a special experience too, with no pre-show or ads before the movie. But there was a 4-minute scene preview for Dune Part 3, which was also filmed using IMAX cameras. I know that a lot of IMAX 70mm screenings do special things like that, whether it's previews for other movies or the actual film strips from the movie, which is really cool. I definitely recommend seeing the next major movie on IMAX 70mm if there's a theater near you, but make sure you book the tickets way early in advance. We watched the movie on July 30th, but I had to book the tickets more than a month in advance in mid-June before they all sold out. We were the last 4 seats available that were beside each other on the day of booking. So overall, Cineplex Cinemas Vaughan is definitely one of the nicest theaters in the GTA. It's more than just a place to watch the movie, especially when you consider its history, the massive IMAX screen, and the rare ability to show films in IMAX 70mm. For movie fans, getting the chance to experience a film like the Odyssey in the format it was designed for makes a trip to Vaughan especially worthwhile. Whether you're a huge film enthusiast or just looking for a different movie experience, it's worth visiting at least once. And that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, and if you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe, like, share, and comment on this video. We want to grow our channel as much as we can, so anything helps. Check out the other videos on this channel, but that's it for me, so see you later. Alright. Yeah, I don't want to do this.
Do it!
Alright,
I don't want to do this, so don't worry.